Hi, everybody. I'm Julie Gunderson, a DevOps advocate here at PagerDuty on the community team. And I'm really excited to talk to you today about how we can leverage customer service to delight our customers. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and kick us off here. When we talk about digital businesses, for digital businesses, customer service teams, they provide more than just response to tickets or customer reports. They're the customer's perception of the company and the brand when they experience problems, issues, or questions. And focusing on the customer experience, what it does is it builds that brand loyalty and creates return customers even when incidents happen. Organizations that have that rigorous commitment to their customers, they'll center around those customer needs in every interaction. Amazon, if you think about it, they famously borrowed the and cord concept from the Toyota production system to enhance that customer experience. Originally, the and cord was implemented on manufacturing lines to empower any worker to stop the line if there was a problem with the products being manufactured. And Amazon adopted the concept for their digital operations as well. When a customer service agents notice that a product has repeated problems, they pull that cord and they place a hold on that item, rendering it unable to be sold until an issue is resolved. And getting ahead of problems and incidents before they impact users is the goal of every organization. We're all striving to achieve that. But as systems increase in complexity, it's more difficult to get to that preventative point. So when an incident happens, your customers might be the first to notice, especially in an environment where not all of your users are impacted. And just to talk about some statistics around this, a customer is 4 times more likely to buy from a competitor if the problem is service related rather than price or product related. And that's according to Bain & Company. And then according to McKinsey & Company, 70% of buying experiences are based on how the customer feels they are being treated. And then Salesforce research showed that 62% of customers, they say they'll share their bad experiences with others. So when we look at this, customer satisfaction, or CSAT, it's a key revenue driver, but it's not easy to improve. And today's customers expect almost near perfect experiences all the time. Increased demand in digital-first business models, it's put more strain on customer service, and those business shifts are here to stay. And a lot of customer service organizations are looking to transform, but they just haven't invested in technology or process improvements, and then they struggle to meet those customer needs. And they're still operating in what we call a reactive mode, which creates a bad experience for everyone. And then we see that teams are stressed, and then communication and collaboration is broken. We see that slow resolution and lack of proactive customer updates, that leads to customers leaving. And we also know that at least 50% of customers will leave after one bad experience, and that's based off of some of our research that we've done in the state of digital operations. And so when we look at maturity models for customer service, we have 5 different stages: manual, reactive, responsive, proactive, and preventative models. And when we look deeper into these, when we look at a manual, there's a lack of real-time support coupled with no single source of issue injection. In reactive models, we see no escalation policies for high priority events. In responsive models, we see more defined processes for escalations. We see the adoption of what we call full case ownership. And then we get to proactive, where we now have customer service organizations that have an established white glove service for these VIP customers, and agents have defined liaisons for major incidents. There's 24/7 support. And then finally, we get to the preventative model, where we really see that support and engineering organizations, they're aligned in real time with bidirectional communication, and agents are empowered to drive automated resolution. They're also important parts of the postmortem process. And as I mentioned, we start to see full case ownership. And full case ownership really is the operating model where customer service teams, They are now empowered to own the issues from first report to close because they have visibility and context and automation, and also the direct ability to mobilize the right technical and operational teams to solve customer issues while proactively communicating with the customers. And there's quite a few benefits that full case ownership leads to. When your customers have issues with your service, even if their experience is only limited to their environment, a strong customer service practice, it strengthens your brand loyalty. Poor customers experience, that's amplified in the current social media landscape through Twitter and Facebook and Yelp. It makes it really easy for people to say when they are upset. And so when we implement full case ownership, the benefits extend to giving service agents a direct line to management and engineering to ensure that cases that are nearing or ready to breach that SLA, they're escalated for attention and they're resolved. It gives engineers a direct line to customer service so that they can gather more information and deliver the right customer response. And then it also empowers agents to resolve cases end to end with that direct line of escalation to the team that actually help them fix the problem. And before we have full case ownership, we see organizations that are oftentimes disjointed. Many agents may be receiving a lot of issues or a lot of complaints. They're trying to find out who to reach out to, how to reach out. Engineers get bombarded with messages. There's a lot of confusion and chaos. And what we're looking to do is to decrease that and streamline your customer service process by really harnessing those agents who are on the front lines. And we have to think about it now too, that customers aren't constrained to regular business hours. They might have questions or problems or other concerns about your products or services at any time of the day or night. Before, did you ever imagine a time where you would be shopping for a car at 3 o'clock in the morning from the comfort of your bed in your pajamas? Now that's how customers work, and providing your key customers with the kind of responsiveness they deserve, it can be challenging if it means fully staffing a response desk 24/7 for just a few strategic accounts. Moving your customer service to a real-time response solution, it gives your organization the flexibility to provide that personalized and creative solution to your key customers. And a specially trained team can be on call to your strategic accounts, and they're empowered to solve problems and make those customers happy. And having a team that can be notified as needed rather than fully staffed at all times waiting for incoming requests, that allows you to scale your customer experience more efficiently as your business grows. And then beyond just the VIP customers, the transition is coming for all of our customers and for customer service. And when you think about it, the modern software development lifecycle, it doesn't end when the code is checked into a repo and all the tests turn green. The constant feedback loop from users back into development links those user requirements directly to product management and that phase of the cycle. And in real-time digital organizations, it's easy for customer service teams to be overwhelmed with the amount of feedback and the channels that that feedback is being collected from. I mean, they're monitoring support forums, watching email threads, ticket queues, social media accounts, and collating reports from all those channels. It requires modern tooling and automated tasks so that data isn't lost. Organizations across various industries, they've seen a lot of benefits adopting the shared goals and that purpose across those different teams, including customer service teams in larger initiatives like your DevOps initiative and transformation. That's going to increase the effectiveness of those customer-focused teams. And customer service has roles within your incidents. They can aggregate customer reported issues. So when an incident triggers and a technical team is mobilized for a response, they should know exactly what services are impacted and hopefully know what the extent of the incident is. While this sounds kind of scary, it's meant to be a measure of how the service is impacted and how many features and the depth of which they're affected. And discovering whether or not they're slow or completely offline, today it's super hard for developers to determine customer impact. And that's where your customer service teams can help. They help development understand the customer impact by associating inbound customer complaints to technical incidents to help drive those priorities. Also, they help prioritize SLAs. Customer service, they're in a unique position to confirm the impact of an incident with regards to your end users. And this is especially important when you have contractual customer service level agreements with your users, particularly because different customers might have different SLAs, and it's an important piece to manage, and engineering teams probably don't have visibility into those contractual agreements. They also serve as liaisons and stakeholders for communications. Your customer service teams, they're essential participants when it comes to codifying your communication practices for incidents. They should be helping to create messaging for customers and templatizing responses and managing those communication channels. And then post-incident follow-up. Many customers, they're going to figure out when a service is restored and things are back to normal when they try to access the service, or if they're watching your status page for updates. For customers that report issues and for customers with priority support or other white glove services, your customer service team is there to reach out personally and let users know when the incident is over. And transforming customer service tooling and workflows, it'll help your organization provide better customer experiences in the digital world. Using tools with powerful integrations, it allows your customer service team to collaborate with technical and sales teams to provide that exemplary customer experience that everybody experiences now. Customer service teams are your first point of contact and a friendly face when your services are impacted by incidents. And you've probably experienced the benefits of PagerDuty in reducing chaos and mean time to acknowledge and resolution in your organization. When you expand PagerDuty usage to customer service, you translate that success over to those teams. And these customer service teams, they care about metrics just like other teams. And customer service teams that are only incentivized to close tickets as fast as possible, they're less likely to measurably contribute to improvement in your organization's overall goals. The feedback loop required for mature software development lifecycle, it really needs customer service teams to operate effectively. And when we put full case ownership in there, that directly leads to higher customer satisfaction scores. It increases first contact resolution. We all know customers don't want multiple interactions. The expectation is really increasingly becoming that single call resolution. So we want to provide those agents with the visibility and the context into what back-end systems are impacted and make sure they're able to communicate with customers about the existing incident and the process being made towards resolution without the customer having to call back 2 or 3 or 4 times or finally taking to social media to air their grievances. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Andrew Stutz, who will show you how this works in practice with Zendesk.
I want you to imagine that you're a customer service agent and a premium customer also can't check out, but this time, Mary and John and the other engineering teams, they don't know about the problem. There's no problem going on with fulfillment. If I click here on PagerDuty status dashboard, I can see that fulfillment is all green. Inventory is green, the e-commerce marketplace is all green, but yet a customer is complaining that they can't check out. As a customer service agent, I determined that I need to escalate this to engineering and dev and IT. With the power of PagerDuty for customer service operations and our new incident command console, I can immediately escalate and create an incident for the right development team. So here I can select escalating this ticket and creating an incident on the checkout service. I can select the priority to be P1 and give a little bit more context to engineering. I think this is impacting multiple premium customers, need help ASAP, and immediately create that incident. Now what that's going to do, it's going to break down the wall between me, development, and IT, and escalate and page the right engineer on the checkout service. As we can see here, John Warfin was notified that there was a problem on checkout, and immediately get the right engineering team on it. Now, because this is a premium customer and I've escalated to engineering, I may want to make sure I keep key stakeholders inside the company up to date. With the power of our new incident command console, I can run a response play, what we call a major incident retail stakeholders response play. And what this response play is going to do is it's going to help automate the mundane workflows of having to keep all the right stakeholders up to date on what's going on with this escalated incident with the click of a button. As I run that response play, immediately stakeholders are getting status updates based on their preferences, notification preferences, that this incident has been escalated and that John and I are already on it. Now, I want you to transition from customer service to engineering. So as I mentioned, with full case ownership, I broke down the wall between customer service and engineering, and John got notified. Given this is during business hours, John can work right where he is inside of Slack and acknowledge the incident. As John acknowledges that incident, he can also leave a note for customer service. I'm on it. Thanks for flagging. I had no idea checkout was broken. Submit that. That note is going to get synced back into Zendesk. And let's say John is struggling to get to resolution. He can also run a response play directly from Slack, what we call a big red button response, which is going to help automate the mundane workflows of creating a Zoom conference bridge and getting the right response team on a bridge so that they can figure out what's going on. Now, as the team is on that bridge, everything is being tracked by PagerDuty behind the scenes. We can see that the right customer liaison is on the call, the right deputy, the incident commander, the internal liaison, and we even have a scribe on that call. And let's say they work together and get fastest to resolution. John can go ahead and close out that incident. All fixed, was due to a bad deploy. Post that as a resolution note to our status dashboard, also keeping customer service and other stakeholders in the loop, and resolve that incident. Before PagerDuty for customer service operations full case ownership use case, I, as an agent, would have had no direct line of escalation to development and IT. I would have had to manually escalate this ticket through other means. It would have been extremely difficult for me to understand who the right engineer and who the right development teams are to escalate this problem. With full case ownership, I was able to break through that wall, get the help that I needed so that we can close out this ticket for the customer. So I can see here, refresh my screen, and I can see that that incident is resolved, all fixed. Sorry about that. And submit my ticket as solved.
I want to thank you all for joining me for this talk today on shortening feedback loops with customer service operations. I know this was a lot of information to give to you in a relatively short period of time. So if you'd like to learn more, you can visit us at the customer service booth here at PagerDuty. You can also pop over to the community booth where I will be hanging out, and you can learn more at customerserviceops.pagerduty.com. Thank you.